Hi there, my name's April Sawtelle and welcome to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is just making a two-sided heart-shaped pillow. It's a real simple project. It's going to take no time to make these. All you're going to need for this project is some pins, a marking tool, some scissors, some polyfill, and just a heart-shaped template. The polyfill you can get anywhere. They sell it at all craft stores. Just comes in a bag. If you don't have polyfill and you still want to make these, you can use your scrap fabrics. Just cut them really small, and then you can just fill that right up inside of the pillow for stuffing. Or you could also use an old pillow. If you have an old pillow, just take the stuffing out of that and fill that up with it. So all you're going to need is to make a template. To do that, I've just taken some cardstock, folded it in half, and I just traced around on the fold a shape that would be a heart. When you open it up, you get a heart shape. You can make your heart shape any size you want to. My heart shape is going to be about 11 inches. I used 11-inch paper, so I've used the whole 11 inches here. I am going to lay down 2 pieces of fabric because I'm going to cut 2 at a time because I'm going to have a 2-sided heart, so I've got 2 different colors of fabric here. I'm just going to take my heart template. I'm going to lay that down onto my fabric. I took my what I did with my fabric is I just folded it in half, so I have a fold facing me. Okay, I'm going to lay down my heart template with the fold side facing me. The fold is on the fold. I'm going to lay that down. You can just pop a pin in here if you want to. That will hold it together. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take your scissors. I've already cut mine out, but all you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and you're going to just cut all the way around. I left a 1/2 inch all the way around. I didn't measure that 1/2 inch. I just eyeballed the 1/2 inch. Okay, I cut that all the way around, tracing my heart here. When I pick this up, there's my half of a heart. But because I'll pull my pin out now. Because I put it on the fold, when I open these up, there's going to be 2 identical hearts. One for the front and one for the back. This pillow I'm going to be making with just cotton. If you wanted to, you could use any sort of a backing. You could use cotton, you could use minky, you could use flannel, fleece, anything. Any type of backing would be fine. I'm just doing mine with 2 cottons because I had 2 prints and I want to make this a reversible pillow. I'm just taking my 2 pieces and I'm going to lay them down and I'm going to put right sides together. So the right sides are in the middle. The wrong side is up. And then flatten that out. I'm going to take my pins and I'm just going to pin all the way around. Just to hold this together. Okay, now that I've got that all pinned all the way around, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my marking tool. I need to leave like a 4-inch opening. You want to be able to get your hand in there. You're going to be putting your polyfill in that hole. When we turn this inside right, you're going to want to be able to stick your hand in there. So, I'm going to put a 4-inch mark so I know I can get my hand in. So I'll put that right here on a side. I'll leave about 4 inches. I'm not going to measure it. Just take your marking tool and, about the size of your fist. And we'll sew that up after. That's going to allow us to know that when we start, we want to start at the first mark we made. And we're going to go all the way around. And then when we get to this mark, we're going to stop. We're going to back stitch at the front. And we're going to back stitch at the end. And then we'll go from there. Here's my pillow. Here's where I made that opening. I like it better with the opening down here. So this one I did a little bit higher, and you can see the openings up a little bit higher. I don't really like it up there. I like it better down here by this bottom point. And here's the back, and this one is made with the Minky, and this is so nice and soft. I'm going to make up a bunch of these. Okay, I'll see you at the sewing machine. I'm going to start right here at this top mark. That will allow me to be able to go all the way around without stopping. I'm going to come in right here on this highest line up. Put that down. I'm going to take this pin out, and I'm going to give it a back stitch right there. I'm sewing at 1/4 of an inch. I'm using this as my guide and my presser foot as well. And I'm going to go slow because it's curvy. And I'm just going to maneuver my fabric around very gently, following all these curves. I'm using a straight stitch. Now I'm at the point, and I don't want to make that point real sharp. I'm just going to give it almost a half a circle motion here. I'm going to come to where it stops, and I'm going to lift my presser foot up to turn this. I just don't want it super sharp, you know, like a pure V. I'd just rather have it a little rounded so it gradually, when I go to stuff it, it won't be all crinkled right there. So it's just a little bit more rounded than a V. You see what I'm saying? It's not like a sharp V. It's like a smooth, subtle V. And then just follow your heart all the way around. Pull your pins out. And there's my point. And I'm just going to stop where I see the center here, and I'm just going to lift my presser foot. Those ones I didn't pull out because they cleared. They cleared my foot. Okay, so now I'm at the end, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to give it a little back stitch right there. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to start snipping on some of these corners. Now I'm snipping, it's going to turn a lot easier and be able to form better. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to just give a few snips, just really on these curves. Like over here, this is going to be a big curve. So I'm going to snip it, but not cut into my seam. It'll give it a lot more flexibility in there when I turn it the right way and stuff it. You definitely want to be sure to do that on the points, okay? Because that's where it's going to have a hard time forming. Snip those so you're able to pull that fabric the way you need it to go. Here's my heart so far. All we're going to do now, we're going to find where our opening is, and we're going to open that right up. We're going to turn that all right side in now. Now what you want to do is you want to take your fingers and you want to follow this seam. Okay, follow that all the way down. So you've got that all pushed out. You know how I was saying about you want to kind of curve here at the points? You don't want that too tight. That's what I'm talking about. See how that, where the point would be right here? See how it's nice and like gradual? It's not like a pure like tight V that would be all scrunched up. I'm just going to take my little chopstick here, and I am just going to push that seam out with my chopstick. I just go inside of the hole and I push. Make sure it's every bit of that seam is out. Okay. Now, I'm going to start filling this. I can see here my point down at the bottom is not pushed out enough. So I want to push that so it's out all the way. You don't want to push too hard, but you want to be able to have that out. And have it popped out. Now the fun part. We're going to take the polyfill and we're going to start filling it. And I would start to the furthest place from your hand when you're going in, okay? And this is fun because you can make this as fluffy as you want or as little as you want. A few weeks ago, some of my grandkids were here and they made these, and one wanted really fluffy and one didn't want real fluffy. You just want to form it to, you know, you're pushing out your pillow. I'm not cramming it. I'm just like pushing it into the areas where I really want it, just to fill it out. When you get here to the side where this is where you marked and you needed to close up, all you're going to do, push that stuffing inside there, take your fingers, stick them in where that little hole is, and just like tuck that down. And you're going to match up these two edges. You want to do this on a straight area, not on a curve, not like right at the top. Because you're going to see this a little bit. I'm bringing those two together with my fingers, and I'm going to just put a few pins in there to hold that into place. Okay, I'm going to go over to the sewing machine now, and I'm just going to sew right on the edge, probably 1/8 of an inch all the way down, pulling my pins out as I go. You could have pressed those two areas together. You could have pressed that down super flat, or you could have pinned it like I pinned it here. I'm just going to stay about right on the edge, pulling them pins. Go ahead and cut off any loose threads. There's that little opening that I had to sew. Now you could hand sew that too. If you hand sewed it, you could do it so you don't see it. And it's as simple as that. This little pillow comes together so easily. And here is my little pillow, all finished. My nice little reversible pillow. So I've got one down and a whole bunch more to go. If you decide you want to use Minky with some of these, cut your Minky out. I cut my Minky out bigger than my regular heart. The reason I did that is because it's going to keep pulling together. This just makes it really, really easy. I'm going to sew around this the same way. I've got right sides together, but my Minky is bigger, as you can see here, probably by 1 inch. And I'm going to put my opening this time down here on this long straight part. So it's not up here in any curve. So I'm going to leave about 4 inches to remember that that's where I need to stop. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pin this all the way around like I did on the other one, on this one. I'm still going to sew 1/4 of an inch, but I'm going to be on the inside of this red one. This is going to make it so the Minky is not going to pull in. And I don't mind, because you know what? It's going to give me more stuffing inside. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch all the way around, leaving my gap. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to take and I'm going to stuff it. Now this is the one that I left the fabric on. There's another heart that I'm just going to make sure that stuffing is pushed up into all those curves, just to fill that out. turn it right side in. You're going to do the same exact thing. All we did different here was leave the minky bigger. So this one, I'm just going to fold down the same way, and I am going to put some pins there. Now you could take and push all of that up, push all your stuffing in. You could give that a little press on these folds to make it nice and flat. Here's my pillow. Here's where I made that opening. I like it better with the opening down here. So this one I did a little bit higher, and you can see the openings up a little bit higher. I don't really like it up there. I like it better down here by this bottom point. And here's the back, and this one is made with the minky, and this is so nice and soft. I'm going to make up a bunch of these. Happy Valentine's Day. Enjoyed making this little heart pillow. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell so you'll be notified of all of the videos coming up. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to keep it simple. Have a nice day. Bye. I love you all. Say bye, little Miss Reddy Thready.